Alright, hello everyone, so let's take a look at the market today now. I've already posted the Astro hours and so forth. Yesterday was a swing day for gold, and I've marked that 2,309 yesterday. If you got in the trade around here, you should have been fine. Why? Because that was the weekly, remember? Alright, so we had the 58, 2,309.74. That's 2,309.71 here. The market came as low as what, 2000, what was the low? Let me just double check. 2,310, and they bought. All right, so that's it. Now, if you went in, okay, so you should have been just fine there. As you can see, this is a 5-minute chart. Market went up, came back down, and then keep pushing upwards into today. Now, like I said, the Astro hours are up. We've got news today at 3:30 my time, so you guys need to make sure you're on top of that. Now, there aren't a lot of Astro swing hours today, okay, so you have to be careful. What does that really mean for us? It means that the market should push to 6:15, which is pretty much in 25 minutes, right? It's 5:49 my time, so we should be somewhere at 6:15. But the real hours you need to be looking out for is 2 o'clock, okay? And then the market should push into 5:15 to 5:45. Now there, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think the market's going to turn there, to be honest with you. It might hang around there. If it hangs around there, okay, then your next bet is 8 o'clock. Pretty much, right? 7:55 here. All right. So this is a bit iffy. I mean, it should get there. We should have a push, and that could, continue to go. Okay, it could continue to keep pushing, or it might just go up and then down, or down and then up, and do something. So you might be better off if you're going to trade this. Then you've got to be careful at the news, obviously. If you're going to wait for after the news, then you've got to wait for this to happen, because if the market turns at 8 o'clock, it should take us to a target there. So that could be your trading period there. Okay, you can set up for that one as well. All right, so only 2 setups for today. So let's go. All right, let's get rid of this as well. All right, so here's gold, as you can see. Now, Monday being a swing day, just $1 above the price that we said should turn from, and that's where we're at. Now, as you can see, the market is still in the range of yesterday. Let me turn this into a 15-minute chart. Okay, Asia opening up. As you can see, there's buy orders coming in, buy orders coming in. If I turn this into a 15-minute chart, this is where we're at. Okay, now there are 2 things the market can do. If the market sold on Monday, this is either going to be a swing high and we're going to push down and it will be a swing high, or it'll say, no, we bought the weekly support and this is the weekly low and we're going to go up. So we're going to trade both sides of the market. Now, yesterday, if you traded this Astro hour, which I said was okay to do so, you should have been okay. That could have given you money there. And then if you came back to this price here at these Astro hours, you should have been okay as well. So what to do today? Let's take a look. On the daily, all right, on the daily, as you can see, we've got 2 levels there, okay? So we're either gonna, this is a triangle, by the way, and that's an impulse wave. So it could certainly be going down, or it could certainly be breaking up. Okay, so it really could go both ways. All right, so that looks like a pennant, as you can see, after an impulse wave. But at the end of the day, let me just put it on this one. You can see we're inside a channel here. All right, if I just tighten this up a little bit. Okay, we're inside the channel, and the market is trending up, and like I said, this could be turning into a runner. Okay, so we don't know, but that's how it could be, or we're going to break down. So the first resistance up here is 50.40 2,334. 2,334. 2,334 will give you enough to sweep high of yesterday and then sell off. Okay, as you can see, if it gets up there. So this is not a bad place to sell, because that's where they sold off. Having said that, if you take a look at this on Friday, the market's made that 37.5 retracement, possibly getting ready to push further up. Okay, yesterday also this was the 50%. Market came down 50%, bounced up nicely. Came down into 37.5. Astro hours bounced up nicely. So what we're experiencing here is simply a situation where the market can go both ways. So if we're going to buy on the daily, this level is down here at 42, which is 2,301. Now, if the market goes to 2,301, it would have broken the 2,309, which is the weekly support. Okay, so if it breaks down on the weekly, big fish eat little fish, then we'll come to this 57, which is 2,301. Now 57 is a good buy kiss location, and on the weekly it's already telling us this could be a fake breakout, so we've got to be careful. Okay, so we've got to keep this in mind. Okay, a fake breakout possibility. Alright, as you can see there's a cross there, right under there. Okay, the reason it's there is because this could be a fake breakout. If it is, we might the market may come down into that 2,300, which is 57.13, which is that red line there, and that's a good buy kiss. Okay, so, and that's also 2,300, right? So that 2,300 level for us is an interesting level. We're going to have to keep an eye out for, and that's that. Okay. And because there aren't a lot of hours today, you're just going to have to wait for the most reasonable one. Okay, so today that 2 p.m. is okay. 5:15 to 5:45, which should take you to 8 o'clock. Now, if 8 o'clock turns, there should be a push coming, which should take you to 9 o'clock, and then it should still go in that direction into, like I said, the targets of 11:20. Okay, and so on. All right, so selling is also an option today, and pushing down is also an option, as we can follow this impulse wave down. As you can see, it's staying loyal to this formation. Here we have a pennant. Okay, here we also have a flag formation. All right, so it's like a, you know, zigzag formation, slightly tilted upwards. So that's that. The second thing is, if it breaks out, you've got to look out for this LCL1, 2,346. 2,346. Okay, and that's that. So on both occasions, I think that's how it is. All right. Now then, on the euro dollar, where are we? Now, yesterday, as you can see, that 32. If you're using your ATM, that's 1.0652. Okay, 1.0652 was all the way down there. Obviously, nothing for us to do here. Okay, 0652. Mind you, that 0652 is for today. All right. Yesterday it would have been a different number, because it changes every day, remember. On the weekly, as you can see, we've done the targets there. The market's broken down. As you know, our long-term perspective is down at the moment. Okay, So what to do with the euro dollar? This is again an impulse wave. As you can see, it's broken the swing. Market filled in the gaps like last week we said it would, and then sell off. That's exactly what happened. So continuing to sell 41, 1.0739, 1.07. So, well, look, yesterday I did say this zone was a sell zone, remember? Okay. And if you use your PST for today, 0739 would have been right at the top of the market. And if you took financial astrology from me, you would have had what, 333.50. There you go, 333.50 there, and the market's swinging down. All right. So still, we want to sell this off. Okay. So if the market comes up here again during the news or whatever, if it retraces up into this zone, the weekly zone, at an astro hour, I think selling is the way to go. If it breaks above that, don't stand in front of it, obviously. On the weekly as well, you know, that's a good retracement, covering all the blue dotted lines and then pushing back down again, maybe the way to go, which is what we'd like to do. All right, so as the market kind of goes up, you can sell off if it retraces up. Okay, and that first level is at 0615, which is there, and that's the level to push down into in the first place. Anyway, now the swing day for the euro dollar, as I did mention, is not Monday, and it is also not today. I've posted that on Monday, so just be mindful for that. Okay, if you want to trade the swing day, then what you might want to do is just wait for that swing day to happen. Okay, and that's basically it. So at a good push down, retracement, more pushing down, and then maybe pushing upwards. Okay, remember the market bought from here, so that was a logical place to buy, but we should still be pushing lower, as you can see, all right, into this zone here accordingly, or even the bottom of the channel, but that should still bring us to that zone anyway where the market took off before. That's euro dollar daily. So if you're going to intraday trade it, if it comes up to an astro hour, selling it is not a bad idea. And if it breaks above the weekly, don't stand in front of it. Obviously, you would have broken the PST level, so just reevaluate, stay out. SP 500 market went up again, which is what we're expecting, because it's a pushy. I did say we've got room to go up, so the market has done that nicely. This is 445. Now, yesterday I did not have a 445. Okay, so that I did not have. So 345 I did have, which was this zone here, and then that's it. And then the market, as you can see, dipped down to push all the way, and that's a huge push up. Okay, as you can see, the breakout happened here. What caused the breakout is there. Now the swing days for the SP 500 is, again, you got to be careful with this one, because I did say there are a few days for this one, but NASDAQ and Dow Jones, you can pick off the similar days. If they all got a common day, then that's a day you can pick, right? So what to do with this? As you can see, it's like right at the tops of the channel there, and which is fine. We've got a breakout on the daily, so the first support of the day is 77, 5,470, right, which the market has already done. Okay, there's a bit of a gap here, so if the market wants to dip down to fill in the gaps, it's doable. That could bring us all the way back down into here. On the daily, it's got room into LCL1, which I don't have a target for because it's pretty high up there. Okay, but it still has potential to push up. All right, and that's how it is. As you can see on the LCL1 here, 5,550. I've put those targets up there from yesterday, so you can still keep them there. All right, so going into that 5,500 is an option for the SP 500, and if you want to buy it, you got to fill in some gaps. So the market should pull back to go back up in there. If it does that, it'll depend on the news, and it'll start doing it in the news, and going up might be the way to go. Let's go again into the Dow Jones. Now, as you know, the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq, they're a bit divergent because the market is really bullish on the tech kind of stuff. But here is the Dow Jones. Now with the Dow Jones, I also said we've got some room to go up. So as you can see, it's done that. If you're using your PST level, you should have had that 53. It hasn't touched it yet. 38,909. 38,909. Alright, so it's pretty much there. Yesterday, I would have had this line yesterday as well, as you can see. But this zone is also a resistance zone. And I don't know how this was set up yesterday. Let's take a look. On the weekly, that support is still 49. Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be a bit choppy. All right, so you got to be mindful here. If you're going to sell it, you know, do it at the highs, obviously. If you're going to buy it, you're going to wait for this daily, weekly pivot happening here, right in this zone. The reason I say that is because this is where the breakout happened. All right, so this was a target. It broke above it. So for it to come back, retest, goodbye, kiss, is not a bad idea. You got manipulation there and here, which caused the breakout. If I turn this into a 1 hour chart, let me see what we can have in terms of this zone here. Yeah, we definitely need to come back down at least a little bit into, let's see, 615. It's going to be on this bar, and then 2 o'clock is there. So coming down into this zone, at least, yeah, we should like come into the daily pivot as well, I think. Okay, if you're going to do any buying, you got to do it around here. Okay, or the second option is at Astro hours around here. All right, so there are 2 options there, which is, one is between the daily and the weekly, and slightly lower here as well. You could do that. All right, on the daily, that support level is too far down. If it breaks above the 53, 38,909, if it breaks above it, you know that's your target there, 39,141, 39,141, which will be the previous week's high. Okay, and that's how it is. So that's an expansion of the range. A bit of a pullback would be okay. If you're going to use the swing day, all right, then pull back and then buying on the swing day is okay. Or if it keeps pushing up, then selling on the swing day is okay. All right, let's take a look at Nasdaq. Now obviously it's going to be the same kind of thing. I'm pretty sure this has gone up as well. If the others have, that's all good, as you can see. So if you're following the videos, you should be all right actually, because I said these should go up, and that was the target, 19,937. In fact, yesterday somebody wrote to me and said, isn't that a bit high? You know, we're just going up and away. And I said, yep, we're going up and away, but if you know, that's what the targets are, that's what the targets are. Okay, so if we're going up, we're just going to follow it up until proven wrong. And this is breaking out, as you can see, so it is going up. All right, so it's going to go into a level where we're obviously going to probably go up until the elections, and then after the elections, then we've got the Christmas rally probably going to the moon. All right, so the market pulls back. Now if it pulls back, it's going to obviously depend on the news, but you see there's a gap here. If it fills it in, great. Okay, so coming into here, is fine. All right. Now this is 7 o'clock. Now yesterday, as you know, right, I had 7:30, so that's 7 o'clock there, and then we had 3:45, which was pretty much on the line here, I guess. Yep, 3:45 on the opening. Market sweeps the stops. This I had no hours here at all, so I don't know what happened at 5:30, but 7:30 we did have, and that was like it broke out, just went upwards. So if you entered after the breakout, then you still should have come to that target, because I gave that target, and all you had to do was just get out afterwards, okay? Because the target was done. Once the target is done, you can just get out. Or if you're following it to the hours, then 9:15, wasn't it? It was, yeah, 9:15, 10:20. Okay, that's 10 o'clock. 10:20 is there. All right, so those are the hours, as you can see on the target as well. So if it comes down again, now do we have room to go up? Well, yeah, we've got room to push up. As you can see, it keeps pushing up. Today's support is 19,841. So 19, let me just bring this up. 841, well, that's the daily pivot, isn't it? So that's the daily pivot. That's the support for the day. It's either going to be here or slightly lower. And on the weekly, we already talked about that. We've got that target there, LCL1, which is, as you can see, 20,215 on the weekly. 20,215. Going to be up here somewhere. Okay, so that's on the cards. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, as you know, we are going down. I talked about this zone being a sell zone, and I did say don't buy the tops. As always, sell the tops, buy the lows. And I did say we should be coming into here. All right, so the market should push down, and it should come to that line for us. Okay, it's going to be here or down here somewhere. So that's basically what it's looking like. Okay, so the market is like kind of pushing. If we have a decent breakdown, it should bring us down here. It needs to cover this in any case, so it should kind of push into the 60 zone again. All right, so that's how you can follow it through. Just keep an eye out for this zone here. Okay, it might just do that there. Okay, but that's how it is. Price wise, 60,680 is there. Your target on the HCL1 is 62,128. 62,128. So it's going to be about there. Okay, there we go. All right, and yesterday, there you go again. Look, this zone I said sellable. If you sold it, that would have been Astro Hour as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, there you go. All right, so 9:15, 10:20. Even if you did 10:20, 10:30, you should have been okay. That's your 10:20. That's your 10:30. So boom, coming down is all good. All right, as you can see, they've swept the stops out, pulled back in, Astro Hours down. All right, so same kind of thing. Now this is kind of like swept upwards. Okay, so you've got to be careful with this one as well. And like I said today, we don't have a lot of hours, so you've got to be mindful on those hours there that I did mention, right? So if it goes back up, I think selling is the way to go. There's a bit of a gap here, so the daily, the opening, and then pushing down is okay. It's closed here. These bars have closed below the low and the swing. Mind you, it's coming pretty quickly, so you have to be a bit careful. But the way things are going, as you can see, it is a bit bearish here, and this is like an M shape happening here, which should bring us at least to the neckline is what I'm thinking. Okay, if you think of this as a rectangle, see if you, I'll put this rectangle up here. Let's make it like this. Okay, so it's a bit more clear for us. this rectangle. So coming back down into this zone is quite logical. Okay, and in between you got levels as well, which is going to be this bar, and then if it keeps pushing down, it's going to be this bar, which I think it should do so. And this could also be a runner. As you can see, it's not really pushing up too much. Okay, so any retracement, they might be just keep pushing down as well. So breaking below that 34.46, which is a price of 65,027, if we close below there as well, which I think we should because we breached it, then it should keep pushing down.